Good morning from Malaysia. Thank you, Dr. Rudras, for introducing me. All right, so let me share my screen first. Okay. Okay. All right. So let me. All right. So may I know if you can see my screen here in a full screen?
Yes, we can see your screen, the full screen.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Dr. Rudras. Once again, thank you very much. All right. So good morning, everyone. So it's a real honor to be here today with all of you. So like what you can see from this title, just to align together with the theme of our today's conference. So we are living in an era of unprecedented, we will say unprecedented challenges. And one of the most critical topic today is about sustainability. So today I will talk about sustainable leadership, and the world is of course changing rapidly nowadays, and so must we if today we practice as a leaders. So today I want to talk about how we can lead in a way that not only sustain our organization, but also ensure a thriving future for generations to come. So this is not just about doing things right today. That is not enough. It's about shaping a better tomorrow together. So let's dive into the world of sustainable leadership and explore how we can be part of the solutions. So like what I've been introduced by Dr. Rudras, my name is Dr. Teoh. So my student call me as Dr. Derek from ViTrox College in Batu Kawan, or particularly in Penang, Malaysia. All right. So through my short sharing, I would like to highlight the understanding of the concept and importance of sustainable leadership in addressing environmental, social, and economic challenges, and also to identify the key traits, principle, and characteristic that define effective sustainable leaders, and to explore a little on the real world example on sustainable leadership, for example, Aero Farms and Wonder IV, and then to encourage also personal and organizational commitment to sustainability through certain strategy and also development opportunity. All right, so without further ado, let's move on to the first slide of this investor expectations. So as we can see, the critical shift happening in the investment world today. So I think this is a hot topic among us nowadays. So according to the 2021 EY Global Institutional Investor Survey, 74% of investors have chosen to divest from company with poor sustainability records. So this is a powerful statement because it signals that environmental and social responsibility is no longer an afterthought. So it's a core component of business successes. So investors are looking for companies that are not only profitable today, but are also preparing for the future. So for us as a leader, we must be aware of this because we need to rethink how we approach our own business. So we must place sustainability at the heart of our decision-making processes. So creative, collaborative leadership is essential. So it's not just about mitigating risk in business, but it's about harnessing opportunity as well. All right. So to innovate and make a positive impact to our planet. So whether we are dealing with energy use, climate change, or even greenhouse gas emissions, the leadership we demonstrate will define the future of our industries. So these are the things that we can see how powerful sustainability is important in place in our business. So second thing, first thing first, we need to understand what does sustainable leadership means. So sustainable leadership is not just about management style. So it is a mindset and approach that integrates environmental, social, and economic consideration into every phases of decision making. So sustainable leaders break down traditional silos in organizations. So they understand that the problem we face today, whether environmental, social, or economic, they are all interconnected. So as we can see here, solutions require collaborations across departments, all right, and also sector as well as industries. So this leader view people and the planet, they view people and the planet not only as external consideration. It's no longer that it is outside of the company, but as integral to the success of business. So that means nowadays, in order to be success, so we don't look at things is outside of like people or even planet, nothing to do with our business, but they do. They are actually a part of our business successes. So take, for example, company like Patagonia. So I think this is a quite famous company, which has made environmental sustainability a core part of its brand equity. So they don't just sell product for Patagonia, but they promote an entire culture of sustainability. And in doing so, they have gained a loyal following of customers and employees who share their values. All right, so let's look at the traits of sustainable leaders. So what are the traits? Like the first one that I have shown you, it is the sustainable who are adaptable. So embrace complexity and remain adaptable. So adaptable is very important in all businesses type because world is changing. So it depends on how much we can adapt to the changing of the world. So we need to embrace complexity and comfortable with ambiguity. So that is to say how to deal with uncertainty. So the world we operate in is filled with uncertainty, and sustainable leaders know how to navigate that uncertainty with creativity and strategy thinking. All right. And second, they have to think long term. All right. So as you can see here, unlike traditional leaders who may focus on short-term profit, sustainable leaders are forward-thinking. So they will usually ask, what will our impact in 5, 10, or even 20 years? So these are the things that we used to think, when we want to implement certain strategies. So think of a company like Tesla. Yeah, they are very famous with that, which didn't just look at the short-term profits from the electric car, but also invested in building infrastructure for sustainable energy. So this long-term thinking set them apart in terms of innovations and growth from other competitors. So this long-term thinking sets them, like what we call it in marketing, differentiated themselves from others. So finally, sustainable leaders are grounded with strong personal and organizational value. So today we talk about Tesla. Yeah, we understand it is electric car, and we understand the specialty in this, I would say, in this organization or company. So they take bold steps, and make decisions that prioritize the planet and people, even it means foregoing short-term financial gain for a greater and a long-lasting impact. All right. So these are the things that we used to say that in order to be sustainable leader, then we have to process these traits, then to go for long-lasting impact. All right. But then the next question, why sustainable leadership matters? So of course, it matters more than ever before. So according to the Value Reporting Foundation, 68 out of 77 industry are already feeling the impact of climate-related issues. That means disruption like extreme weather, supply chain issue, and resources shortages are becoming, I would say, a routine challenges. So it's not a new issue, but it is something that we used to know already. All right. So just think about like the global chip shortage that affected countless industry from automotive to electronics. So this climate change expedites such challenges. So businesses that are not prepared for these challenges, they may have some risk falling behind. So these are the things where we need to think about, when we don't care about sustainability, then the risk is coming. So when risk coming and we are not prepared for that, of course, we will fall behind with I would say, the fast trend that we are having now in our today's world. However, there's a good news. Companies that embrace sustainability aren't just mitigating risk. They are not just, try to avoid from the risk, but they are attracting the best talent and loyal customer if you do so. Why? Why is that so? Because consumers are more conscious than ever about what where their money goes. Because like, for example, I buy Tesla car, I know what they care about, and I know where my money actually going. So even it's a little expensive, but I feel that it's worth for me to buy. And the top talents, wants to work for organization that align with their value. So that means if, those talent nowadays, they are well educated and they care about the planet, the environment. So if you are the company with sustainability value, I would say, champion in that sense, then of course they are attracted to work together with you. All right. So let's take an example of case study, Aerofarms. So Aerofarms, as we can see, the CEO, David Roosevelt, built a company that's transforming agriculture with a focus on both people and the planet. So Aerofarm uses vertical farming technology to grow fresh produce in urban setting, drastically reducing water use and eliminating the use of pesticides. Okay, so their model aligned with 12 out of 17 United Nations SDG. Yeah, we as an academician, we are also aware about this SDG. And finally, they were recognized at the prestigious Global SDG Awards. So this example shows us how sustainable leadership can create scalable solutions that address critical global issues like food security, water conservation, and environmental sustainability. So Aerofarms demonstrate that sustainability can be at the core of a business mission while still achieving impressive financial and operational success. All right, let's move to the second one. We call it as a windy ivy. Okay, so window ivy. So another example of this is founded by Dennis Paudik. All right, so window ivy addresses a massive global issue, wine waste, so which costs the world over $1.3 million annually. So with that, they have developed a model that offer premium wine in single-serve, organic, and reusable glass bottles. And this approach not only reduces waste, but they also give consumer a sustainable options of enjoying wine. So they have shown that sustainable practices can be integrated seamlessly into the product design without compromising on the quality. So this is a perfect example of how sustainability can be a competitive advantage and part of a company core offering, appealing to both, I would say, eco-conscious consumers and those seeking high quality product. So we used to think that, we need to pay more or we need to face some financial loss in order to develop sustainability. But as we can see from here, it is not the case. It can even be the part of the competitive advantage which wins us more businesses. All right. So next, what are the core principles of sustainable leadership? So as we can see here, I write here is all together, we are 5 core principles. So the first one, ecocentric mindsets. So which emphasize the humans are part of the larger ecosystem and our actions must reflect that interconnectedness. Yes, that means they are all interconnected. So remember, the first one is the ecocentric mindset. And the second one is building cross-boundary leadership networks. So sustainable leaders don't work in isolation. So of course, they collaborate with diverse stakeholders to create collective solutions. And the third one is about influence without authority. So this is very important because sustainable leaders inspire change through relationship and credibility, not just formal power. That means people doing that willingly. It's not about being forced by the company. And number 4, working with complexity. So as I mentioned earlier, it's about complexity. There's no one-size-fits-all solutions to the challenges that we face. All right. So sustainable leader must navigate complex, often conflicting interests and find solutions that balance diverse needs. And last one, we need to leading oneself first. So what does that mean? That means sustainable leaders, they have to start with self-awareness. All right. So it's about knowing your value, being clear on your purpose, and embodying those principles in everything that we do. All right, so let me go through a little on each principle so that you can have a better understanding on this. All right, so the first principle, like what I mentioned earlier, is ecocentric mindset. So this means understanding that humans are not separate from nature, but rather is a part of it. Of course, this we understand about this very well. And our actions have a direct impact on the environment, and the health of the planet is intrinsically tied to our well-being. So that's why I mentioned earlier, the difficult word, interconnected. So human, environment, and our well-being, we are all interconnected. So a sustainable leader embrace idea, knowing that environmental and business success go hand in hand. So in this case, for example, if you think about company like Interface, there's what we call about Interface in I think some of us quite know about that because it's quite famous. So a leader is sustainable flooring. They actually adopted a mindset that views the earth as a partner. That means without the earth, we are nothing, because we coexist with our earth together. So we don't, Interface, they don't perceive it as the external resources. All right. So they balance their responsibility is to leave a positive footprint and reducing waste and ensuring the processes work in harmony in nature. So cultivating this awareness of ecological interdependence in future leaders will enable us to develop I would say solutions that not only work for our businesses, but also respect and support the world around us. So here is to highlight that, we as a human, we cannot be successful without the healthy of the earth or our populations. So most important thing is we need to take care of our earth so that we will have a lasting impact or prosperous of our business as we move on. All right, so eco-centric mindset is very important. All right, so the second principle is about cross-boundary leadership. So sustainable leadership requires us to break down, like what I mentioned, the silos that often exist within organization and across industry. That means we'll break the wall across the departments. No single person or department can solve today challenges alone. So involve a diverse range of voices, for example, executive, thought leaders, subject matters, experts, and advisors. So this building a shared vision, we said shared vision and strategy that cross boundary and sectors is really crucial. So for instance, in the development of renewable energy solution, so leader must work across the energy, technology, or maybe policy, or even financial sectors in order to make this possible. So this cross-boundary partnership enable innovative solutions that wouldn't be possible in isolation. Because if you're working alone, you have limited knowledge or exposure. But with a few diverse experts, of course, you have more ideas to make it better. So the integrations of these voices creates the very good word we call holistic. That means overall strategy that is adaptable and actionable, resulting in more effective sustainability outcome. All right. And the third one is about influence without authority. Yeah. So sustainable leader often don't have the what we call formal power to enforce change. Yeah. Enforce is a nice word. Otherwise, it is a forcing change, right? So, but they are incredibly effective in inspiring it. So we use the word inspire. So this influence comes from building credibility and strong relationship within and outside of the organization. So sustainable leaders use their social capitals. So what does that mean? The trust and also the respect they earn over the time, all right? To lead and inspire others for change. What are the changes? Of course, change to more sustainable. So think of people like Rita Thunberg, who despite being a young activist without formal power, if you do not get to know about these people, yeah, so if you care about the topic of sustainable, it should be someone that we used to listen from. So it's a young activist without formal power, and he mobilized millions peoples globally to advocate for climate action. So in business, leader like Paul Pullman, former CEO of Unilever, influence stakeholder through transparent communications. So, and a commitment to sustainability as well, and without relying on top-down authority. So they can just do it alone without any, top management power. So the key is to earn trust and communicate effectively and use that influence to inspire actions. So this is the third principle. And principle number 4 is about embracing complexity. So sustainable leader require an understanding that there are no simple or one-size-fits-all solution. So each challenge is unique, all right? I would say that each problem or situation is unique and solution must be tailored to the specific context. So whether it's navigating regulator changes or dealing with environmental disasters, leaders need to be flexible and adaptive. For example, when a company like Starbucks, I think this one is quite famous, faced the challenge of sourcing coffee beans sustainably, and then it couldn't rely on generic solutions. That means there is no one single solution which can solve all. So instead, they invested a long-term partnership with farmers, so providing them with the support and resources they needed to implement sustainable practices. That means they have to work together with the supplier. So in addressing complexity, leader must also be aware of their leadership style, as we can see here, and how they may need to adjust them to address specific challenges, such as using collaborative decision-making in one instance and decisive leadership in another. So all this thing is to highlight that, if you do the decision alone, just like cross-boundary partnership, so it will be one side down, or maybe we can't see in another way. But if we are able to work in partnership collaboratively, that means we grow together, we earn the profit together, then we can actually solve the problem holistically. All right. And the last principle is about self-leadership. So sustainable leadership starts with individuals. That means it starts from all of us. So to lead effectively, you must know yourself first. So yourself as in your values, your purpose, and the deeper reason why you do what you do today. So when you are clear about your own values, so it becomes easier to make decisions that align with those values, especially when faced with difficult choices, because we have a guide, in our life to guide through what we want and how we sail through the choices. So sustainable leader lead by example. So they walk the talk, modeling the behavior they want to see in others. So things that I want to see in my follower, of course, I have to embed it in my own self. So think of leader like the founder of Patagonia again, so who always been clear about his commitment to environmental activism and sustainability. So he built his company around this value, and his authenticity inspired others to follow suit. So when leader exemplify their value, so tell people about what he wants and then convince people about that, then they actually are inspiring trust and commitment from their team and creating a culture of integrity and responsibility. All right, so characteristic of sustainable leaders. So as we can see, first, sustainable leaders possesses a sustainability mindset. That means they think holistically about the long-term impact of their decision on the environment, society, and also economy. These are the three main, I would say, dimensions. They also think in system. Yeah, so understanding that the world is interconnected and the action in one area will affect many others. So, we must possess that in our system. And then the third one is about relationship building is another key trait, because they build strong, trust-based relationship with stakeholder, employee, and community. And number 4, continuity of commitment is also crucial, because they stay on the course, and even when the challenges seems insurmountable. That means I would say that the challenges are really big and challenging, but they stay committed to what they want to do. And finally, is the sustainable leaders are exceptional communicator, or I would say very good in persuading or convincing. They can articulate a compelling vision, build consensus, and drive alignment across different group and perspective. So let me talk about the main key characteristic out of everything. So system, okay, first of all, we go with the system thinking. That means we can balance diverse interests while crafting a unified strategies. So a great example that is Interface, a global flooring company. So their sustainability strategy connects economic goals with environmental objective, creating a unified strategy that benefit both. That means they are not going to make any losses in any part, but both in win-win situations. All right. And the second one is about relationship building. It's another essential characteristic that we need to have follow suit. So sustainable leaders embrace, diversity and cultural intelligence. All right. So recognizing that different perspectives lead to better decision making. So we try to respect and also take in their thoughts and decision, and this will lead to better collaborative partnership. So a prime example here is the work done by organizations like the UN Global Compact, where cross-cultural collaborations drive global sustainability efforts. That means because we try to take everybody's thoughts and then we can address sustainability across the world. All right. And finally, the most important is about communications. Yeah, so effective communication is really vital. So leader must tell story that connect emotionally. So we need to tell something, storytelling emotionally, share a common vision, and active listens to the feedback. So for example, company like Ben and Jerry, they use storytelling in their marketing to communicate their commitment to sustainability and social justice. So sometimes even advertisement in TV or anywhere in the internet is also making people cry, making people feel touched. Yeah, that is the way to communicate and make people believe in you about sustainability and they invest in your products. And roles of senior leaders, how they can contribute. So senior leaders set the tone for the entire organization because they are senior. So they are the one who model sustainable behavior and ensure that sustainability is prioritized across all functions. So this leader, they have to take a step back and reflect on the broader social, economic, and also environmental impact on the business decision. All right. Sorry. And they take the example of a leader like, for example, IKEA. I think this is quite something that we used to listen. So who have publicly committed to using only renewable and recyclable material in their products. So these are their slogan, or I would say their core value. So this, of course, create an environmental where innovation and transformation can thrive. And when everyone, regardless of their role, they can feel empowered to contribute to sustainability goal. That means we the senior leaders, yeah, they come out with this value, and the entire company change and follow through with this value. So from that, not only the company's employee or the stakeholders, but also the customer are aware of it. Then they enhance it, and of course they embrace it as well. All right. And then next, making leadership roles more sustainable. So what we can do. So first, organization must focus on fostering open communication and inclusion. Yeah, this is very important because creating spaces where employees feel valued and heard is critical to sustainable culture. So this is the place where we can communicate and we can provide feedback, whether it is something favor or not favor to us. Yeah, we are going to accept it and consider for change. All right. And the second one, providing mentorship, feedback, and development opportunity is also key, which ensure the next generation of leader is equipped to tackle sustainability challenges. All right. And then ethical leadership is also essential. Ethical leadership is also essential because leader nowadays, they have to consistently model integrity. This is something that important, but it's not easy to be done. So integrity in their action and decision, and that is a keyword coming in, corporate social responsibility, or we call it a CSR, programs that we can actually embrace for our organization. So a great example, again, Patagonia, so which goes above and beyond in its commitment to fair labor practices, environmental sustainability, and giving back to the society. So I myself also come from ViTrox company, so we are really aligned with that as well. Yeah, we treat our employee as our family members, then our workplace as our second home. And yeah, we do a lot of, from year to years to give back to the community. And I myself, as a part of this company, I feel very proud. Yeah, because I work in a place where it contributes a lot to the company. Yeah, so this is the opportunity. All right. And then next, sustainable leadership in actions. So leader must trust their team. All right. So trust their teams to make decisions and take initiative. So they need to create an environment where responsibility and accountability are shared. So sustainable leaders are also embedded sustainability into strategy, operation and culture of the organization, ensuring that sustainability is not a side of project, but it becomes core value. So it is not a project to do, but a core value to follow. All right. So finally, leader must inspire others by setting an example. So practicing integrity and continuously learning. So for example, Paul Pullman at Unilevel, so they actually inspired global change through his commitment to sustainable development. And his example shows that sustainability could drive long-term business successes. So that means it is not just a project where it needs your money, but it can create profit for your businesses. All right. And then last but not least is about upskill for sustainable leadership. So as we approach, all this, everything that we mentioned, sustainability, the example, the CRISP principle and characteristic, and I encourage everyone, including all of us, upskill our sustainable leadership. So we are going to be a leader one day. So there are many leadership programs with sustainability focus, such as those offered by Emeritus in collaboration with top universities. So this program equip you with the skill to lead organizations that prioritize long-term systematic impact over short-term profit. So it's about learning how to manage people, processes, and resources in a way that contribute positively to the environment, society, and economy. All right. So so as we can see here, finally, this is a conclusion. The future needs bold and values-driven leaders like you. So you are the one who can guide us through this unprecedented times and then challenging time, I would say, and ensure that we don't just survive over the time. So will you lead organization with a heart that of people and the planet? Are you going to be a leader who care about the core value as a sustainability? I believe that together we can shape a better tomorrow where businesses are not only successful, but contribute to a world that thrives generations to come. So that's all from my sharing today. Thank you very much.